Spring in California is beautiful, especially after a wet El Niño winter. Wildflowers dot the hillsides and patches like French Impressionist paintings. We're headed to Sonoma County for our first visit there. Located north of San Francisco, Sonoma County is famous for vineyards and wines and is often referred to as wine country. But there's much more than just wine here. We meet our friend Jill Leone of Leone Wine Tours to teach us about Sonoma, wine, and vineyards.
So these are the little flowers, and the grapevines are self-pollinating. And so what's going to happen is they're going to open up, and then the grapes are going to form underneath. So all the grapes are
going to be made into wine, of course, and we can't wait to experience what made this region famous. Jill takes us from the vineyards to the Ceja tasting room, a family-owned winery where Ariel Ceja personally pours the wines.
Start you with a little Sauvignon Blanc, a patio pounder of sorts. Everything you'll taste is estate grown from our own vineyards. We control every aspect of production as one of the first completely owned and operated Mexican-American wineries in the country. Actually, while you're sipping on that, the story is just as unique, I think, as the wine. My mom met picking Merlot grapes behind Robert Mondavi's house in 1967 when they were 12 years old.
So your parents started out as
farmers, as laborers.
And
Wow.
Now we have a brand, which we're very excited about.
That's an amazing story, and it is really good wine too at the same time.
Thanks for being here, guys.
All right, cheers.
Ceja Vineyards, a Latino family that has really experienced the American dream in terms of moving from the agricultural sector into the actual owning a winery sector. It was a great tasting, one of the favorites that I've ever had in my personal experience. Enjoyed every moment of it. Happy to advertise.
There are over 425 wineries in Sonoma County, so it's good to have a local expert like Jill take us to her favorites.
We're entering Buena Vista Winery now. This is the oldest premium winery in the Northern California in wine country. It was founded by Augusta Heresty, and he was really the father of wine country, if you will.
We came to Buena Vista for wine tasting, but we were lucky enough to stumble upon an incredible once-a-year wine sale. People are everywhere picking up amazing deals on wine.
So this is a spring sale, and so what's special about today? It's different here.
Lots of great wines, $5, $10, $15, Sauvignon Blancs, Chardonnay to Pinot Noirs. It's a fabulous sale.
Excellent. So this is like a day that everybody looks forward to here.
Exactly.
On Buena Vista?
Buena Vista, 2013.
That it has some flavor. I'm not good at wine tasting. I just know when something.
But it has some flavor.
What is that? I'm like, I can't describe it, but I'm like,
she's really good at wine drinking, though. I can
All it is
attest to
people started
that.
tasting wine.
Great wine and great company equals great times. We have the good fortune to explore some of the nooks and crannies of the Buena Vista Winery.
Well, the Cave of Curiosity is a very curious place. The founder of this winery in 1857 was a Hungarian nobleman, Augustin Heresty, who traveled all around the world. He was known for collecting a lot of sort of random exotic artifacts. And so it started with the Cabinets of Curiosity to have his collection in, and then it kind of exploded into the Cave of Curiosity. So, back here we've got the aroma boxes, where you can kind of get the smell of the wines.
it actually smells like strawberry.
Yeah, it does.
Like seriously, I want to smell more.
We leave the Buena Vista Winery with good memories and 2 cases of wine. Our next stop is for something that goes well with wine.
This is the Vella Cheese Factory. They do it the old-fashioned style, so they press their cheese by hand. It's really exciting. We can go in there, we can taste.
Excellent.
Here are the cheeses that they actually make, and they'll give you a few little samples, and we can decide what we want to have for lunch today. They specialize in some of these dry jack cheeses, which are amazing. But we've got all kinds of flavored, like Monterey Jack type cheeses.
So they say with garlic, with habanero. That sounds spicy.
And over here, I love the rosemary, I love the pesto.
That's good. That's pesto. That's like pizza in your mouth. That's my favorite.
And this is the jalapeno?
Jalapeno.
Okay.
Jalapeno one.
So this one is more for the flavor of the pepper. If you want heat, I would suggest the habanero.
Oh no, I don't need heat, but that really tastes
one's good,
delicious. Do you want to try any of their drier cheeses?
I should learn a little bit more about the
Yeah, so try the mezzo secco.
Now the older they get, the stronger they get, right? More pungent.
That's really good.
Besides an abundance of wineries, Sonoma County has a fantastic little microbrewery. The Carneros Brewing Company is also owned by the Ceja family, whose winery we visited earlier. Here, they brew delicious microbrews, many done in the traditional German style.
You
look right over here, this is actually our ingredients that we use in our beer. Traditional German style beers, they only have 4 ingredients. So one of the main ingredients in our beers is actually water, which is 90% of the beer. We also have our 2-row barley malt. So we have our pale malt from Minnesota, we have our caramel malt from Chile, and then we have our chocolate malt from England. So the differences between the malt are the time of roast. The longer you roast them, the more complex flavors you get. And another of the ingredients we use for our hops. This is actually our harvest from last year's. If you look on the inside of the petals, you'll see a yellow pollen, and that yellow pollen actually contains a chemical which gives the IPAs their known bitterness. So if you actually put the pollen on your tongue and you taste it, you'll get all the essential oils and the bitterness.
After learning so much about the brewing process, the fermentation process, it is time to take part of this flight and give ourselves a little bit of a taste here. So I'm gonna go with the light to start. That's fresh. That's fresh. This is straight out of the tour that we just came from. And I'm not really that much of a beer drinker, but I'll drink to this one. We have gone to a couple of different places today, and when everyone thinks about Sonoma, they tend to think about it synonymously with wine, but we've done so many other things today. What is it about Sonoma that you really want people to know?
So much more than just wine. So we have beer, we're actually having the cheeses that we picked out from tasting, a lot of wonderful fruit.
That's good, and it's good for people to learn and to hear about this so that you get so much more out of your experience than just tasting wine, and you get to actually taste the agricultural richness of this part of the state.
Another thing that we grow a lot here too are olives.
The Goni's Olive Oil Company carries infused gourmet olive oils. You can taste the oils just as if you're tasting wines. This is a new experience for us.
Do you get a little peppery finish at the back of your throat? So that is actually letting you know that it's a fresh olive oil. Okay.
Being in Sonoma County in the spring is amazing. We've just had some wonderful rains from the El Nino, and there's an explosion of flowers everywhere. I'm standing here in the middle of this giant, gorgeous field of mustard. It's surreal.
The idyllic spring goes hand in hand with our vineyard explorations. Our next stop is Deerfield Winery. Instantly recognizable by their giraffe sculptures in front, they're known for their wine cave.
Caves are used to keep a nice constant temperature for your wine. So a lot of people are building caves these days. They drill into the ground and they gunite the walls, and this is where they do all their wine storage. Okay. They stay at constant temperature at about 65 to 68 degrees. Okay. Whereas if you had a big warehouse, you would want to be heating in the winter, cooling in the summer to keep your wines at a nice constant temperature. Okay. Here, it's just always maintains that temperature. These are the barrels, and so this is what we store our wine in. Now, you see these rubber deals on top of these wine barrels? These are called bungs, and they are in the bung hole. That's where this comes from, I know, I'm sorry. And so this is how they put the wine in, and this is how they pull the wine out of these barrels. Let's go down here and check out the tasting room. Their tasting room is in their cave as well, so this is pretty neat. A lot of people really enjoy coming here because not all wineries have a cave for you to taste in.
Exactly. Not all wineries have a cave, and then on top of that, a tasting room.
A tasting room in their cave. Exactly. This is popular. You can see they've already got a nice group size here.
This is 100% Syrah. You're going to get berry fruit, mid-palate, pepper, spice on the finish. Nice wine with a barbecue.
Cheers.
Cheers. With so much wine around us, it's very easy to overlook some of the other wonders of the area.
In Sonoma County, there's so many different things to see. One of the most amazing things that you can see is actually a marvel of Mother Nature, and that is here at the Armstrong Redwoods State Reserve. In the Armstrong Woods, we are surrounded by over 880 acres of redwoods. Redwoods are some of the tallest and oldest trees that we have on the planet. Some of these redwoods have been around for over 1,400 years. They grow an incredible height, some as big as 300 feet. This particular tree is telling us throughout this tree's lifespan, here are some of the major things that were happening in the world. So this tree was germinated in 948, and then we go all the way through the signing of the Magna Carta in 1300, the Aztec civilization of Mexico, all the way up to 1492 when Columbus lands in America. This tree didn't come down until the American Civil War in 1861. So from 948 to 1861.
These trees have been here for a long time, and hopefully we, as humans, will have the foresight and wisdom to ensure that they will continue to remain here, for we are stewards of this earth. We had a truly magnificent time in Sonoma County. We learned a lot about wines and realized there's still so much to know. But as our friend Jill says, the best wine is the wine that you love.
Tastes like bubbles.
Yummy.
We ate well and we drank well, learned something along the way, and experienced true joie de vivre. There's not much more to ask for. A big thank you to Jill for showing us her town. We really enjoyed it. On behalf of Keishia and myself, see you soon, and thanks for watching.